Happy Sunday to everybody. Almost midnight, almost Monday, late show. Kind of rescheduled it last minute. I'm just going to be honest. Tried calling multiple times, Mayhem Matthew. No response from him. I hope everything's okay. I hope he's up. It was his idea to do the show tonight, but we're gonna go ahead and get this show started. Kind of roll with it a little bit, but at the same time, there's certain things we wanted to discuss and talk about. We'll get into Antoine Hill, the four-star quarterback, committing to Memphis yesterday, Saturday, June 22nd, 2024. So we'll talk about that. Also, Les Miles suing LSU over vacated wins. And the news, Pat McAfee still unsigned with College Gameday, which is crazy to me because I thought they laid everybody off so they could give this joker a contract. I love Pat McAfee, and we'll talk about that. But in fact, let's just go ahead, folks, and talk about Pat McAfee. I like Pat McAfee, but I don't think that he is right for ESPN. I love his show. I love his character. I love his quality. I love that he's in the sports entertainment business. But you gotta be a little bit more professional if you're at ESPN and everything. Now, they put up with him for the past 2 years, which is great, but I think there's a lot of people that said that he's kind of a clown show when it comes to being on College Game Day, and I'm going to agree, but I'm also not gonna be the one to say it out loud. But, yes, he is currently unsigned with College Game Day, and apparently, Pat McAfee, it's in question whether or not he will be part of College Game Day this year. Now, you will have, Reese Davis, you'll have Kirk, you'll probably have Desmond Howard. Nick Saban is supposed to join College Game Day this year, but Pat McAfee remains in question. It's open question. Now, they do not have this is according to College Football HQ on SI.com. ESPN still does not have McAfee under contract to appear on the network's flagship weekly college football program for the upcoming season, according to The Athletic's Andrew Marchand. McAfee, who's 37, has a different contract with ESPN to air the Pat McAfee Show on its airwaves every week from Monday through Friday. By bringing on McAfee, ESPN hoped to provide a new injection of energy into its most important college football show as veteran analyst Lee Corso stepped back somewhat into a more minor role in the years since suffering the stroke that partially impaired his speech. But college football fans have been of very different opinions over McAfee's often bombastic presence on the show. A poll taken by The Athletic last football season showed that 48.9% of over 3,000 respondents disapproved of him, while 30.1% said they liked him, and 21% had no opinion. Uh, in a response to that poll, McAfee did go on Twitter and respond in a positive manner, in a professional manner too. He said, "I've heard you all very loud and clear since the beginning of my stint with Game Day. It's one of the biggest reasons why I have not re-signed a contract with the legendary show. I'm not right for some crowds, and the distinguished college football folks are definitely one of those." So he has come out openly, Pat McAfee has, and admitted, "Hey, guys, like, I'm not right for some crowds. I'm not what everybody likes. I'm not everyone's cup of tea." He's admitted to that, but there also on one hand, he is unsigned. On the other hand, we haven't heard ESPN come out and say anything negative or positive about Pat McAfee. Honestly, I mean, we just haven't, right? But season quickly approaching, they got to hurry up and figure it out. He's still unsigned. It's not that they've terminated him. They had this contract. He's been there the past 2 seasons, I believe, 2 or 3 seasons. I like Pat McAfee and I like his show, but I'm the kinda guy that wants to get up and watch College Gameday, and I don't want it to be a clown fest, honestly. And I think Pat McAfee made it that way. I do, and I'm not saying that to put him down, I'm not saying that to be negative or anything like that, I think that the way Reese Davis does it, the way Chris Fowler did it, the way that Desmond Howard and David Pollock, Lee Corso, like, those are my guys that I wanna watch on College Game Day every Saturday morning throughout the season. Not Pat McAfee. I love his show, I do, and I will continue to watch his show because 'cause he's got great callers, he's got great interviews and guests, he's sports he is entertaining, he really is, but College Game Day needs a little bit extra, and I think that they felt like they needed a little bit extra, and so they brought McAfee on. Well, after his first year, they laid everybody off just because of his contract. That's why everyone got laid off. The ESPN layoffs last year, that's because of Pat McAfee's contract. That's because of Pat McAfee. Let me check the comments real quick. We'll get back to it. Daniel Barry, what's going on, brother? MSU fan, how you doing? Brandon, how you doing? Good to see you guys. Thanks for showing up tonight. Make sure you hit the thumbs up on both channels, hit that subscribe button. We are live on Mayhem Matthews' channel. I have not been able to get a response from him, so I figured I'd do the show solo tonight. Hey Jerry. And I don't know. We're just kind of rolling with it. We'll talk about Les Miles suing LSU over vacated wins too. Getting back to Pat McAfee, he is entertaining. He really is. But you need professionalism at ESPN. You really do. You need a little bit of entertainment, but I feel like he was a bit too much. And I think now ESPN feels that way. Now, there's still time before the season for them to say, you know what, we'll re sign him. He's just unsigned at the moment to where he doesn't have a contract in place. He can't come back. So I I look at that. I look at Pat McAfee. Say, what are you gonna do? That's for College Game Day. What's his show gonna do? Is everyone gonna go back and watch? Because I'll tell you this: if they take his show off ESPN, guarantee you the viewings on YouTube go through the roof. Because a lot of people are watching it on ESPN these days, right? Okay. Well, you take it off YouTube, people are gonna go that don't want it to leave YouTube. Take it off ESPN, I should say. I'm mixing up my words and I apologize. If you take it off ESPN and it's full time back on YouTube, people are going to go and Pat McAfee's just going to be a YouTube sensation. If they keep him on ESPN and they do end up restructuring his contract, then he's obviously still a success. But his show doesn't go away? I don't know how else to put it. Traveling Fools, yo, 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 what's up, buddy? Good to see you, man. Love you, brother. So, anyway, there's Pat McAfee, unsigned with Gameday at the moment, but there's still plenty of time, I think. I guess not. You got till mid-August, right? Like, right before the season starts? That sounds about right. Sounds about right. Okay. Les Miles, what about him? So, vacated wins. I'm not gonna get into all of this, but basically, if you've been following the latest story, from the past week on Les Miles, former LSU coach, former Kansas coach, vacated wins cost him a spot in the Hall of Fame for college football. Uh, he is suing LSU, who vacated his wins. Uh, and Adam Rittenberg was really the first to report this. Former LSU coach Les Miles today filed a lawsuit. This is June 17th. Filed a lawsuit against LSU alleging the school's decision to vacate the wins his teams attained cost him the chance for the College Football Hall of Fame qualification. News release called it an irrational and unfair self-inflicted punishment. And they vacated the wins from 2012 to 2015, and his win percentage dropped drastically. Drastically. He had some pretty good wins in those seasons too, some bowl wins and everything. Um, it fell from 665 to 597, and you need a 600 career win percentage to be in consideration for the College Football Hall of Fame. So Les Miles vacated wins, not eligible for the College Football Hall of Fame. He is suing LSU. This is huge. This is big. Les Miles is a legendary coach in LSU history. Now, so here's the reason why. LSU self-imposed the penalty that removed its wins across 4 seasons after the NCAA found former offensive lineman Vidal Alexander and his family received impermissible benefits. Alexander was retroactively ruled to be ineligible from 2012 through 2015. Miles coached the Tigers for 12 years. He led them to a national championship in 2007 and a runner-up finish in 2011. Things steadily went downhill after that run to the BCS national championship game. It looked like LSU was moving on from Miles following a 9-3 finish in 2015. Instead, he stayed on and was let go only 4 games into the 2016 campaign. He's 70 years old. Now, he returned right before COVID to go coach the Kansas Jayhawks. He went 3-18 in 2 years. So, Dennis Dodd, I wanna see what he put out on Twitter about this, because this is interesting too. Dennis Dodd, let this load up here on Twitter. So he's got something good to say about this as well. He's with CBS Sports. Interesting in the Les Miles lawsuit, it says LSU deprived him of College Football Hall of Fame eligibility. Miles is at 5'9", 6'6", 600 is needed for the Hall. counting 37 vacated wins at LSU. He was 3-18 at Kansas. If he had won one more game, one at Kansas, 4-17 instead of 3-18, he'd be eligible. So vacated wins at LSU. He didn't win too much at Kansas, but had he won one more game and had gone like 4-17 instead of 3-18 over the course of 3 or whatever seasons that he was there at Kansas, Les Miles would be eligible. That's very interesting. So the vacated wins at LSU, Miles is suing the school and he, yeah. I look, I'm not gonna get into like the personal side of things with Les Miles. We won't go there, but he's a darn good football coach. Offensive guru, defensive guru, can do it both ways, but both sides of the ball. He's got a lot of great wins. You almost ask yourself, is he getting screwed over here? I don't know. I don't know the whole story. I'm gonna be honest. I don't know the whole story with Les Miles and exactly why, other than let me see. Legal team may face an uphill climb considering the vacating of wins is common remedy when a program was deemed to have used an ineligible player. Huh. Yeah. So this is gonna be a story to follow, folks. What's up, Tim Prangley? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Good to see Traveling Fools, Brandon, Jerry, MSU fan Daniel Barry. Thank you guys for showing up tonight. I know we're running through this quickly. We'll see how long the show actually goes. We talked about Pat McAfee being unsigned with College Game Day at the moment. Could be signing a contract soon, though. We don't know. A lot of mixed feelings on that from a lot of different people. Talking about Les Miles, I thought he was a darn good football coach. He won a championship in 2007 with LSU. He's suing the school. He's ineligible for the Hall of Fame because of vacated wins within the program. He also coached at Kansas, and they also had said, we talked about this, had he gotten one more game at Kansas, he'd be eligible. But because of the vacated wins and because of his stint at Kansas not being enough, uh, he's ineligible for the Hall of Fame. Interesting. Interesting there. So, yeah, Les Miles in trouble. Gotta do something. He's gotta fight. He wants that. He's like the vacated wins, he's one win away from being eligible, is what it said. That's what we heard. Uh, 1 second here. Antoine Hill, four-star quarterback, committed to the Memphis Tigers. We've been waiting on this one a little bit. I think I've heard the name. Believe Mayhem Matthew went and did some film review on him, and you watch him here, he's really, really good, got a powerful cannon for an arm. This one, a 47-yard touchdown pass, and, Antoine Hill, of course, when you look at him, he's from Houston County, and he's taken quite a few visits. He visited Interestingly enough, he committed yesterday on June 22nd, but he had an official visit to Duke today, so maybe he flips later on, we'll see. But right now, committed to Memphis, took an official visit to Texas A&M last week. He's visited Florida, Georgia, junior day at Georgia Tech. I said Georgia, I meant Florida and Florida State, Georgia Tech, Colorado. He was committed. He decommitted a month later. Took unofficial visits to Georgia, so I got that. Clemson, Auburn, and LSU. Also, Florida in there. You look at these guys like this, Antoine Hill is really, really good. Class of 2025, he's a four-star. He's the 16th quarterback in his class, 27th in the state of Georgia, 182 nationally. But he has got a lot of attention because he seems like one of those guys that just has gotten better throughout his playing career. Now, he's not highly ranked, but he is highly hyped, if you get what I'm saying. Memphis, who is picking him up, has the 77th class in 2025 with 7 commits, 1 4-star being Antoine Hill right now, and 3 3-stars. No 5 stars just yet. We'll see what they can do there. But 77th class overall for the Memphis Tigers. And gonna be good to see. Looking forward to it. I'm excited to watch this kid wherever he goes, wherever he ends up going. And when you watch his film too, you break it down a little bit. We won't show it too much on the screen tonight, but he gets the ball out with such quick release. He's very accurate. He's a pocket passer. He's got a cannon for an arm. When you watch him, he can whip that thing really, really good downfield. He's very mobile, can get outside the pocket. He is going to need some protection. I do think he is kind of one of those systematic quarterbacks, but at the same time, I think he's ready for college. I think he's ready for the next level. And again, committing to Memphis this afternoon, this week, this weekend, however you want to put it, committing to Memphis, he's going to be ready. So look out. Antoine Hill's coming. Watching his highlights here, he's really, really good. A good ball placement. And it's very rare to see, at least I think, I don't know. Memphis gets good players, but at the same time, like this one, that's a steal. It really is. Because Antoine Hill is talked about. He really is. He's built up a little bit, and he, yeah, he's gonna go far in college, I think. Now, this could be, and I don't know why, like, I I'm trying to be careful with this. I'm not saying it's going to be, because I don't know, and I doubt it. But do you think that him going to Memphis, did something happen NIL wise? We don't know. We don't know, but you never know. Maybe there's something that comes up in a year or so that we find out about, kind of like Jaden Rashada in Florida. But we'll see. I hope not. I wish Antoine Hill the best. I wish Rashada the best going forward too. But at the same time, like that was kind of a crazy story. It's still kind of in the works. So anyway, that's all I got for the show. Doesn't look like Mayhem showed up tonight. We'll get back with him, and we'll get back to the show soon. With him, I haven't gotten any text or anything from him, so I hope he's doing okay. We had decided to do this show tonight, and I know it was a little late because I was trying to call him and stuff, and he just wasn't answering. So, but um, also, I just had a video idea. I think I'm going to do this. I'm going to do 2 videos. Let me write this down. But yeah, let's do this. Recruiting. Okay, for the 2 in-state rivals, Auburn and Alabama. I want to start like talking about both of those teams more, just being in the state and them being the main teams. Let's break down, not tonight. I'll do videos and upload them maybe sometime this week, maybe next week at the latest. Let's break down Auburn's 2025 class and Alabama's 2025 class. Both, by the way, let me double check the team rankings. Auburn has the number 4 class. Alabama's at number 2. I mean, both of these schools are in the top 5 right now. This is incredible. You love to see it. Hugh Freeze doing big things. Kalen DeBoer off to a hot start. Can he keep some of the guys that wanted to play for Nick Saban? That's the big question. We'll break it down soon. I love you guys. We're going to get out of here. It's late. I'm tired. We got a show tomorrow morning. The BSM wake up call. Don't miss it. Set your alarms. Set your alarms. Be live at 5 a.m. I love y'all. Have a good night. God bless.